There are 6 pickup trucks on the road right now that mechanics refuse to let go of, not because they're sentimental about them, but because these trucks, well, they flat out refuse to die. I'm talking about pickups that'll hit 300,000 miles on nothing but oil changes, brake pads, and the occasional set of spark plugs, while the rest of your garage has already been traded in twice. After 22 years of turning wrenches, I've watched hundreds of trucks roll in and hundreds of trucks roll out. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that not all pickups are created equal. Some are built to be replaced. These 6 are built to be buried with you. I'm counting down from number 6 to number 1, because number 1 is the truck I've been quietly recommending to every single person who asks me what to buy, and almost nobody sees it coming. Let's get into it. Number 6, Honda Ridgeline. I know, half of you just rolled your eyes. That's not a real truck. I hear it every single time, and every single time the person saying it is standing in my shop paying $2,400 for a repair on their truck, while the Ridgeline owner next door is picking up his vehicle after a $48 oil change. Let me tell you about a guy who came into my shop about 3 years ago, retired contractor, 62 years old. He had beaten the hell out of Ford F-150s his entire career, and wanted something for retirement that could still haul lumber from the hardware store and pull a small boat on weekends, but wouldn't nickel and dime him to death. He was looking at another F-150. I told him to test drive a Ridgeline first. He looked at me like I suggested he wear sandals to a job site. He bought a 2017 Ridgeline RTL with 52,000 miles for $24,500. That was 2.5 years ago. He's at $119,000 now. Total repair cost beyond maintenance, 0, not $1. His exact words last month when he came in for an oil change were, "This is the best vehicle I have ever owned." Period. Here's what nobody tells you about the second-generation Ridgeline from 2017 onward. It uses Honda's 3.5-liter J35Y6 V6 engine. This is the same engine family that Honda has been refining for over 2 decades. It's naturally aspirated, no turbos, no superchargers. It uses a timing belt that's good for about 100,000 miles, and the replacement runs around $700 to $900. But between those intervals, this engine just runs. The transmission is a proven 6-speed automatic in earlier models and a 9-speed in later trims. Honda paired it with an all-wheel drive system that's intelligent enough to send power where it's needed, without any extra complexity for the driver. And the unibody construction means the ride quality is closer to an SUV than a traditional truck. That's not a weakness. That's an engineering choice that eliminates frame rust, reduces road noise, and cuts down on the number of things that can go wrong underneath. RepairPal gives the Ridgeline a 3.5 out of 5 reliability score, but the average annual maintenance cost is around $501 compared to $936 for the F-150. That's $435 saved every single year. Over 10 years, that's $4,350 you kept in your pocket. When you're shopping for a used Ridgeline, check the oil condition, pull the dipstick and look for dark, gritty oil that tells you the previous owner skipped changes. Second, inspect the bed. The Ridgeline has a composite bed that doesn't rust or dent easily, but look for cracks around the tailgate hinges. Third, test the in-bed trunk. Open it, close it. Make sure the seal is tight. Water intrusion means the seal needs replacing, about $150. Fourth, check for variable cylinder management, VCM, issues on models before 2019. VCM can cause vibration and oil consumption on some examples. If it shakes at idle, the VCM may need attention. Who should buy it? Anyone who needs a truck for daily life but isn't pulling 10,000-pound trailers up a mountain. The Ridgeline tows 5,000 pounds, hauls 1,500 pounds, and does it all while driving like a Honda Accord on stilts. If you're tired of throwing money at a traditional truck just to say you drive a traditional truck, this is your exit. Number 5. Chevrolet Silverado 1500. There is a reason the Silverado has been one of the best-selling trucks in America for decades, and honestly, it is not just marketing. It is the 5.3-liter V8. That engine is, one of the most proven power plants in automotive history. Full stop. I had a customer last year bring in a 2014 Silverado with the 5.3-liter V8 and 247,000 miles. He bought it new, 10 years of daily driving, weekend towing, and even a cross-country move. The truck looked rough on the outside, but ran like it had half the miles. I put it on the lift, inspected everything, and the biggest issue I found was a leaking valve cover gasket. That is a $280 repair. He asked me if it was time to trade it in. I told him to fix the gasket and drive it another 100,000 miles. The General Motors 5.3-liter V8 in its Gen 3 and Gen 4 configurations is a pushrod overhead valve design, simple, reliable, easy to work on. It uses a cast iron block that can take punishment that would crack an aluminum design. The timing chain is built to last the life of the engine. Parts are cheap and available at every auto parts store in the country. I can rebuild a 5.3 for $2,500. That would cost me $6,000 on some competitors. Now, I need to be honest about one thing. The active fuel management system, which is GM's cylinder deactivation technology, can cause lifter problems on some models, particularly from 2007 to 2013. The lifters collapse, you get a misfire, and the repair runs between $2,000 and $3,500 depending on how many lifters need replacing. On models 2014 and later, General Motors refined the system, and the failure rates dropped significantly. Here is the inspection checklist for a used Silverado. First, listen for a ticking noise on cold start. If it goes away after 30 seconds, you are probably fine. If it persists, walk away or negotiate hard. That is a lifter issue. Second, check for oil consumption. Pull the dipstick between oil changes. If it is losing more than a quart every 3,000 miles, the AFM system may be causing issues. Third, look at the transmission fluid. Dark or burnt-smelling fluid on a truck with over 100,000 miles means the fluid was never changed. Budget $350 for a proper flush. Fourth, crawl under and check the brake lines. Silverados in northern states are notorious for corroded brake lines. That is a $400 to $600 fix if they are bad. Average used price for a 2016 Silverado LT with 90,000 miles is $18,000 to $22,000. Compare that to a same-year Tundra at $28,000 plus. You are saving $8,000 to $10,000 for a truck that with the right model year and proper maintenance will go 300,000 miles on that original engine. The small block Chevy V8 has been doing this for half a century. It is not going to stop now. Number 4, Ford F-250 Super Duty with the 6.7-liter Power-Stroke diesel. If number 5 is a workhorse, number 4 is a war machine. The Ford F-250 with the 6.7-liter Power-Stroke diesel is the truck that commercial fleets depend on. And that should tell you everything. I have a customer who runs a small excavation company. He bought a 2015 F-250 with the 6.7-liter Power-Stroke when it had 40,000 miles. That truck hauls equipment trailers 5 days a week. Dust, mud, highway miles, you name it. It is sitting at 310,000 miles right now. Original engine, original transmission. He has replaced the turbo once at 240,000 miles and done 2 sets of injectors. That is it for major work. Everything else is maintenance, oil changes, fuel filters, brake pads. The truck pays for itself every single week and shows no signs of slowing down. Ford designed the 6.7-liter Power-Stroke in-house after parting ways with Navistar, who supplied the problematic 6.0 and 6.4-liter engines. This was Ford saying they were going to fix it themselves, and they did. The 6.7 uses a compacted graphite iron block, which is lighter and stronger than traditional cast iron. It has 6 head bolts per cylinder instead of 4, which solved the head gasket failures that plagued the 6.0-liter. The engine produces up to 475 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque in newer models, and it is built to run from 300,000 to 500,000 miles. Ford's 6.7-liter Power-Stroke, 2015 and newer, best for a refined, powerful and comfortable modern diesel. Key advice: avoid 2011 to 2012 models because of ceramic turbo bearings. Watch out for the CP4 fuel pump before 2020. Use a fuel additive. Look for smoke. White means coolant, blue means oil, and check for turboshaft play. Ram 6.7-liter Cummins, 2013 and up. Best for ultimate diesel longevity. It is really the mechanic's choice. The engine is what you might call a generational asset. Key advice: the engine is great, but check the truck around it. Look for rust, transmission issues, and turbo vanes. Avoid 2007 to 2012 models for interior and front-end issues. Toyota Tacoma, 2016 to 2023. Best for off-roaders and owners who want a mid-size truck to run forever with minimal fuss. Key advice: it is expensive used, but it holds its value. Check the frame for rust. It just needs basic maintenance to hit high mileage. Toyota Tundra with the 5.7-liter V8 model years 2014 to 2021, best for being the single most reliable full-size truck out there. It is really a buy-it-for-life vehicle. Key advice. Gas mileage is terrible, but maintenance is cheap. Check for secondary air pump issues if it is a pre-2014, and watch for water pump leaks at 150,000 miles or more. This is the overall #1 pick.